Good is the enemy of great, and that is one of the reasons why we have so little that becomes great. We don't have great schools principally because we have good schools. We don't have great government principally because we have good government. Few people attain great lives, in large part because it is just so easy to settle for a good life. The vast majority of companies never become great precisely because the vast majority become quite good, and that is their main problem. These are the starting lines of one of my all-time favorite book, Good to Great. Why some companies make the leap and others don't. Now, these lines may make the book look like another cheap self-help book, but it's not. This book is based on a 5-year research process to answer a single question. Can a good company become a great company? And if so, how? But how do you define greatness? The author and his team identified companies that made the leap from good results to great results and sustained those results for at least 15 years. They selected only 11 companies out of all Fortune 500 companies. As you can see on your screen, the good to great examples that made the final cut into the study attained extraordinary results, averaging cumulative stock returns 6.9 times the general market in the 15 years following their transition points. Surprisingly, most famous companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Intel, HP, Disney, Walmart, and P&G did not make the cut. You can see the names of the companies on your screen. I was surprised after seeing this, and I bet you are also not aware of the transition these companies went through. The book shows a 6-step process that all of these companies went through to transition from good to great. You can see an image from the book showing these 6 steps discussed in 6 chapters. The chapters are Level 5 Leadership, First Who, Then What, Confront the Brutal Facts, The Hedgehog Concept, A Culture of Discipline, Technology Accelerators. I liked the book because it shows what a great company looks like and how it works. It helps set ideals in my mind that help me understand what's right and what's wrong in the business world. This book is like a holy book that sets ideals to help you know what's right and what's wrong for the greater good of yourself and society. The book also breaks many myths that most people believe to be true. For instance, the book says larger than life celebrity leaders who ride in from the outside are negatively correlated with taking a company from good to great. I bet you didn't know this either. The book busts many more myths, and until this point I have not shared anything in this video, so I don't spoil the book for you. But now I will read one of my favorite incidents discussed in the book to get you excited about reading it. I call this incident Wells Fargo versus Bank of America. You will see the text on your screen as I read. Wells Fargo, one of the 11 selected companies, began its 15-year stint of spectacular performance in 1983, but the foundation for the shift dates back to the early 1970s, when then CEO Dick Cooley began building one of the most talented management teams in the industry, the best team according to investor Warren Buffett. Cooley foresaw that the banking industry would eventually undergo wrenching change, and he did not pretend to know what form that change would take. So instead of mapping out a strategy for change, he and Chairman Ernie Arbuckle focused on injecting an endless stream of talent directly into the veins of the company. They hired outstanding people whenever and wherever they found them, often without any specific job in mind. That's how you build the future, he said. If I am not smart enough to see the changes that are coming, they will, and they'll be flexible enough to deal with them. Cooley's approach proved prescient. No one could predict all the changes that would be wrought by the banking deregulation. Yet, when these changes came, no bank handled those challenges better than Wells Fargo. At a time when its sector of banking industry fell 59% behind the general stock market, Wells Fargo outperformed the market by over 3 times. Carl Reichardt, who became CEO in 1983, attributed the bank's success largely to the people around him, most of whom he inherited from Cooley. As he listed members of the Wells Fargo executive team that had joined the company during the Cooley-Reichardt era, we were stunned. Nearly every person had gone on to become CEO of a major company, Bill Aldinger became the CEO of Household Finance. Jack Grundhofer became CEO of US Bancorp. Frank Newman became CEO of Bankers Trust. Richard Rosenberg became CEO of Bank of America. Bob Joss became CEO of Westpac Banking, one of the largest banks in Australia, and later became Dean of Graduate School of Business at Stanford University. Not exactly your garden variety executive team. Wells Fargo approach was simple. You get the best people, you build them into the best managers in the industry, and you accept the fact that some of them will be recruited to become CEOs of other companies. Bank of America took a very different approach. When Dick Cooley systematically recruited the best people he could get his hands on, Bank of America, according to the book Breaking the Bank, followed something called the weak generals, strong lieutenants model. If you pick strong generals for key positions, their competitors will leave. But if you pick weak generals, placeholders, rather than highly capable executives, then the strong lieutenants are more likely to stick around. The weak generals model produced a climate very different at Bank of America than the one at Wells Fargo. Whereas the Wells Fargo crew acted as a strong team of equal partners ferociously debating eyeball to eyeball in search of the best answers, the Bank of America weak generals would wait for directions from above. Sam Armacost, who inherited the weak generals model, described the management climate. I came away quite distressed from my first couple of management meetings. Not only couldn't I get conflict, I couldn't even get comment. They were all waiting to see which way the wind blew. A retired Bank of America executive described senior managers in the 1980s as plastic people who had been trained to quietly submit to the dictates of a domineering CEO. Later, after losing over 1 million in mid-1980s, Bank of America recruited a gang of strong generals to turn around the bank. And where did it find those strong generals? From right across the street at Wells Fargo. In fact, Bank of America recruited so many Wells Fargo executives during its turnaround that people inside began to refer to themselves as Wells of America. At that point, Bank of America began to climb upwards again, but it was too little too late. From 1973 to 1998, while Wells Fargo went from build-up to breakthrough results, Bank of America's cumulative stock returns didn't even keep pace with the general market, as you can see on your screen. So that was the incident from Wells Fargo versus Bank of America. The book gave many such experiences to show you how the 11 selected companies made the leap. Since I have mostly worked in hierarchical companies that work like Bank of America, I didn't know this was all wrong until I read about this incident. I think you'll learn a lot from this book as well. If you are interested in buying this book, please use the link in the description to order it from Amazon. And if you like this video, please check out another book recommendation video I have created before creating this one. It's on the book Startup J-Curve, 6 Steps to Entrepreneurial Success. It gives you a 6-step process to build a successful startup. These 2 books are enough to give you complete business knowledge to build a business and to take your business to greater heights. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel TNL Digital Marketing if you want more videos related to marketing and business growth. Thank you for watching.